Hey everyone, Dr. Sean Marivici here, and it's time for another cannabis product review. Today I'm reviewing the Good Supply Jean-Guy KIEF. It's a KIEF review. I have never tried KIEF before, but there's a bit of a story why I decided to try it in the first place. But before we get into that, let me give you a little bit of information about it. So this one's available on the Ontario Cannabis Store for $19.95. And that gives you 1 gram of KIEF. It's a sativa dominant strain, so Jean-Guy is a sativa dominant strain, and its primary terpenes are beta-pinene, caryophyllene, guaiol, never know how to pronounce that one, linalool, and nerolidol. Okay, and I would say it's pretty pine forward in terms of flavor and smell. So let's start off with a little bit about Jean-Guy as a strain. So Jean-Guy is a very popular Canadian-born strain. So it originated here in Canada. It's become a very popular strain here. I've heard a lot about it. This is the first time, well, not the first time because that's part of my story, but one of the first times I've tried it, and I really like it as a sativa dominant strain. So it does have very typical sativa-like effects. So why did I decide to try KIEF in the first place? A few weeks back, I was out on a date with my wife. We went out on the town, had a few drinks. I'm not usually a drinker. I much prefer cannabis over alcohol. And after a few drinks, I was feeling kind of tired, almost like I didn't want to go anywhere else, go back home. So instead of getting another drink, I decided to pop into the one of many cannabis dispensaries here in Toronto. Literally, there's like 2 every block in downtown Toronto. So I popped in, see what they had for something that I could quickly kind of purchase. And they had the Good Supply Jean-Guy pre-roll. So I bought one. It was about 10 bucks, had a few puffs of that, and felt amazing. It took me right out of that sort of alcohol funk, and I was ready for another, few hours out on the town. So ever since then, I've been kind of interested to try Jean-Guy again, and was wondering if there were Jean-Guy cartridges, like vape cartridges out there, but they're kind of hard to find. You can order them online, but they're hard to find at local dispensaries. But what was easy to find at local dispensaries was the Jean-Guy KIEF. So that's why I decided to try KIEF. Now, what is KIEF? So KIEF is the trichome of the cannabis bud. So that little kind of hairy, fuzzy stuff on the cannabis bud. It's also sticky. That's the trichome. And these trichomes naturally kind of fall off when you're grinding dry bud. There's even some grinders that are specifically designed to allow some of that KIEF to kind of settle to the bottom, and then you can use it afterwards to kind of supplement into your joint, so on and so forth. But that's what it is. It's also the starting material to make hash. So when you're making hash, you basically take the KIEF and you press it under pressure and heat, and that becomes a brick of hash. So it comes in this nice green box. I've always loved how kind of bright Good Supply's marketing is, and simple as well. And really easy to open. You just push the inside through, and then you get this little box happening with the circular container. Take that out, open up the lid, and then inside is your KIEF. Now, I've already used a little bit of it, but it comes with 1 gram of this stuff, and it lasts a long time. We'll get into some of the uses and how you can kind of use KIEF in just a moment, but I would say, I'm not going to use it every single day, but this is easily going to last me a month, and for 20 bucks, that's a pretty good deal. So how to use KIEF. So there's many different ways you can use KIEF. You can Google this, but the first time I tried it, I decided to just sprinkle a little bit into a joint. I had some leftover dry herb from a while ago and smoked it, but I didn't find that I got the full effect of the Jean-Guy when I smoked that joint. And so I decided to try it again. And the second time I tried it, I just put a little bit, like maybe a 1/4 teaspoon in a pipe, and smoked it that way. and it worked perfectly. It was literally the same effect I got from the pre-roll. A few good things about that versus the pre-roll is because KIEF has less plant material, you're not combusting as much plant material, so theoretically a little bit better in terms of health-wise. Also, you need less because it's more potent. So these trichomes are the most potent part of the cannabis bud, holding the most concentrated amounts of cannabinoids and terpenes. So it is more potent than just kind of dry bud. So you don't need as much, and it's cleaner. It's almost a really nice middle ground between a distillate, like a vape cartridge, and dry bud. So if you were kind of like liking using dry bud but want to get into something a little bit more health conscious, this might be a nice kind of bridge to going full distillate. The smell is very pleasant and very pine forward. I would say that's the biggest thing I could say about this one. It's very piney. Okay. In terms of flavor, so when it comes to flavor with like all combustible cannabis, I can't really tell a lot of the nuances like I can with distillates and vapes and that sort of thing. They all sort of taste a little bit, kind of the same to me, like burnt weed. If anything, I would say this is a little bit piney, but you know, because this is KIEF and it's basically similar to hash, and those of you that smoked hash before know that hash is a bit harsher than, certainly than a vape. But also then dried flower. So just watch out for that. It's a little bit harsher. And that's it about flavor. Now effects are great. I'm really liking Jean-Guy as a strain, as a sativa strain. So the effects are very energetic, makes you feel very happy. Yeah, that's about, I can't really say much more than that. Then it's very uplifting and energetic. So I wouldn't recommend this one as a nighttime strain, but for evening out on the town, getting together with friends, this is a fantastic sativa strain and easily becoming one of my top 10 sativa strains. That's about it for the Jean-Guy KIEF. I'm now interested to maybe try some more KIEF products. Would love to know if you guys have tried KIEF, what you think of KIEF. Have you tried this one? Let me know all about it. I'm gonna rate the Good Supply Jean-Guy KIEF a 9 out of 10. It's only not getting full marks from me because it is combustible still, and as a doctor, I will always advocate for things that are more conducive to your health. So that's the only downfall about this one, is you are combusting it. Now, you could vaporize this one. In fact, I tried that just the other day. I wouldn't say it gives you the exact same effects. I mean, it depends on your vaporizer, but certainly you can try and vaporizing this one as well, just like you would with any other dry bud. And if you do that, then theoretically you're not combusting, so better for your health. So giving this one a 9 out of 10. Guys, if you like these reviews, really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with some more reviews shortly.